this one's for you. Gather around. Dang it. Hey yo, it's your favorite 9 to 5 misfits back again to help you crush unemployment and find success on your own terms, baby. So we're concluding Misfit Month with a special episode that we've been meaning to do for a long time. So you know that our mission from the start has been to remove the stigma from unemployment and non-traditional career paths. And the most effective way to change hearts and minds is to go straight to the source. So today we're getting inside the minds of misfit kids and parents in an attempt to bridge the gap. We'll talk about important factors that account for this gap and how we can find common ground.
Number 1, Desi definition of success. For most parents, career success is having a well-paying job in a STEM-related field. Why this is, not to sound classist, but most of our audience, including us, are a middle-class family background. Our parents have seen a fair amount of struggle in India or whatever their home country was. Day-to-day life was rough, a good job or education was hard to come by, and it was highly competitive. So when they move overseas, even though the conditions are better, they have the same mindset. So for them, their number 1 goal is our kids should have a better life than we had. They go by evidence and they see that STEM careers have had the best ROI. So it only makes sense that they would put their kids in those career lines.
Okay, so parents, we totally understand and we appreciate the fact that you've done so much to give us so many opportunities, but things are different now. We still value the same things like success and financial freedom, but how we get there is different because we have more choices and more success stories that aren't just restricted to STEM. I mean, there's actors, writers, YouTubers, entrepreneurs who've carved out their own path and now other people can follow. And to the misfit kids out there, parents just want to see proof. So show them examples of these success stories. What those people did to get there and what path you would take. And of course, back up your claims with research.
Back it up. Number 2, collective versus individualistic, especially for immigrant parents. South Asians are typically collective, and more than keeping themselves in mind, they go by what the community or their family would say. The cool thing is you have a great support system, but it also comes with a lot of judgment and people being all up in your business. Our parents were driven more by duty than pleasure. Now with us, we tend to be more individualistic and we do things for our own happiness than duty for others. Maybe as a result of time, we misfits are more tolerant to risk and are a lot more ambitious. So how do we bridge that gap?
For one, I think both sides need to understand that this difference exists and that it's not so cut and dry. For kids, don't take your parents for granted and don't assume that because they're bound by duty that they never want to do anything for pleasure. If you want them to be respectful of your schedule, show them the same courtesy. Don't expect them to drop everything to work around you. For parents, I would urge you to understand that we are more self-driven, but not necessarily more selfish. We value independence and autonomy in ourselves and others around us, but we also value community and family.
We want friends.
We do. We just don't concern ourselves as much about what community will say. So we think it's about time you also stop caring about log kya kahenge.
Number 3, the emotional stuff. This is one of the biggest differences we've seen between our parents' generations and ours. In South Asian cultures, parents aren't very expressive with their emotions.
What? New information.
They don't really give self-care or mental health a priority, and that translates to career, marriage, and relationships. It's always duty over pleasure. But for kids, especially us misfits, it's always important for us to do stuff that inspires us or that we're passionate about, because otherwise we go into this job day in and day out, become absolutely miserable, and make everybody around us miserable. So why push someone into that, right? And sometimes people just don't have the aptitude for something, and then they're missing out on contributing their talents in some other way to the universe. What?
Oh my god. Okay, so kids, we know that parents are pretty guarded about feelings, so it's up to you to start those conversations. If you know that practicality and reason matters a lot to parents, approach it that way. Treat them like you would an investor. Of course, talk about how your career path makes you happy, how you're good at it, and show them samples of your work. But also tell them your exit strategy. What would you do if it didn't work out? Prove that you can make a living and be self-sustainable. And parents, please keep an open mind. I know that you worry about us, but it's okay. A little encouragement goes a long way. Try to be positive and supportive of your child. Be open about your fears and pain points and give them a chance to explain.
Okay, so to conclude, with all this research we did around parents, the one thing we found out was, kids, all you need to do is prove to your parents that you can be financially secure doing what you do. And for you parents, it's very important to keep the lines of communication open and be receptive to what your kids have to say. So that's it, you guys. We'd love it if you'd hit subscribe. We'll see you on Thursday with our Getting Real segment. Otherwise, we'll see you next Tuesday with a brand new 5-minute hack. Bye!